Welcome back to Mountain Connections. Right now, we are talking with Bill Humbert, recruiter guy. Bill, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Christine. I'm excited to be here.
Well, it's good to see you, good to connect with you. We look forward to a time where we can have you back in studio. But in the meantime, right now, your bread and butter is helping people find jobs. And now more than ever, that's what people are needing.
It is. COVID-19 really threw us a curveball. It caused 30 million people to lose their jobs, and now we have the new college graduates entering the workforce. And so the whole country right now is in some stage of grieving. We're doing you see the denial and the protest where people aren't wearing masks and they're saying, let's get out there and open business back up, and then you're seeing depression in homes. And so people are going through it. But you know what I have found is the most important thing is to do something positive.
And doing something positive for individuals who may be out of work can be a little bit difficult right now. And you've been helping people look for jobs, find positions for many years. But what can they do when times are so uncertain?
Well, times are uncertain. There's no question about that. However, you've conditioned yourself, if you've been a professional, you've worked for a long time, you've conditioned yourself to get up in the morning, shower and shave or whatever, get your makeup on, and get dressed. And too often people just stay in their casual clothes instead of getting dressed. When you get dressed, your mind has already been conditioned that, hey, I'm going to go to work now. And so that's one of the things that's really important, is to get your mind focused on business and on work. And the same is true for the college recruits.
Many times your job really is your identity, and when you lose that, it can be so devastating on many fronts. What are some actionable steps that people can take if they know what field they want to be in to find a job within their field?
Well, the best thing to do is if you have a LinkedIn profile and you have connections, go to search on companies that you worked with in the past, and then look at all of the people. There's a blue line on the right side of that company, and it'll say search all people on LinkedIn, and find people that who work there, or maybe somebody that knows somebody who works there, and then contact them and find out if they are actually hiring. And a lot of companies are.
I'm curious about that. Are you noticing that companies are still hiring within this uncertain time?
Oh, absolutely, Christine. As I coach professionals who are looking for work. And what I have found just in the last 5 weeks, 7 professionals that I've coached have found new jobs through my coaching. And I know others have through my books. So it's it's a matter of going through the job search process. And a lot of people are going to be unhappy to hear this, but the job search process mirrors the sales process perfectly.
Which can be very intimidating. So if you've found the field you want to work on, maybe you've applied for a job, you get an interview, what can you do to land that job, especially when many interviews are being done through online platforms? How can you stand out on Zoom or on Skype? How can you connect virtually?
Well, getting dressed, that's kind of important. And, pay attention, look at the camera. So you're doing that right now in the studio. I'm doing it right now here in my office. Look at the camera and talk to the person in the camera. About 5 or 6 years ago, an IT person, and of course it was an IT person, said, "You know what I do?" And I said, "No, what do you do?" He goes, "I get a Post-it with an arrow pointing towards the camera."
You know, we hear all of this devastating news about the economy and companies laying off workers, but you mentioned you've been able to help 7 individuals find positions. Who is hiring right now?
You know, a lot of the tech companies are hiring, healthcare is hiring. Amazon has so many jobs and so many people applying for those jobs, they can't even handle the applications that are coming in. They're just, they've got probably hundreds of thousands of applications coming in. Facebook is hiring. Um, so the most important thing to understand is the smart businesses who have pockets that have some money in it. They realize now is the time to go out and get some of these really top performers that they might not have been able to get otherwise.
And what's next for you? So many people, all of us, have had to change what we're doing because this virus has affected all aspects of life. But for you, you mentioned you're helping individuals get jobs. What else have you done to change with this new environment?
You know, I do pivots, right? My business is both a recruiting consulting business, and then in addition to that, it's the business where I'm helping people find work. I'm an author. My third book went to the publisher, and we're having a conversation right after this call. And we're going to talk about pivoting to reflect the new economy. And instead of maybe putting out one book, we might put a series of smaller books out. So the most important thing to remember, Christine, is no matter where you are, what you're doing, pivot. Try to find a way that you can change your reality into the new reality. Shannon was a great example, just a few minutes ago when you were interviewing her about Brian doing the mobile concerts going down the streets of a neighborhood. That's a pivot.
Where can people find more information about you if they want help finding a job or want to read some of your books and enjoy some of your expertise on the subject of finding a job? Where can they get more information?
They can just go to recruiterguide.com. Tuesday is my talent attraction blog day. So I write a blog every Tuesday for talent attraction on the recruiting side. And then Fridays, just starting this week, is going to be the job search blog. So they'll be able to go in there for little tidbits every week.
Well, thank you so much, Bill, for joining us this morning. Really good to see you and good to hear that there's a slightly positive outlook to all of this. So thanks again for joining us this morning. We'll be back with more right after this.